Hey guys, this is Christine, your relationship and mindset mastery doctor and your leverage for change. And today I wanted to come to basically speak about the different attachment styles and just to give you a perspective, a different perspective, instead of focusing on just one style. To give you a kind of a perspective of the overall dynamic that happens when one attachment style is in relationship with another, attachment style, and also to give you this, disclaimer that really there is not any, hard and fast rule, meaning that people are individuals and each individual is going to be along a spectrum of attachment style that they're exhibiting, whether it be the anxious preoccupied, the secure attachment, the dismissive avoidant, and the fearful avoidant. So guys, I just wanted to really bring that to your attention, that nothing is going to be, one person may not be all dismissive avoidant, or all secure attachment, or all anxious preoccupied, or all fearful avoidant, right? So with that in mind as a base of our conversation, I want to go ahead and just basically say that I want to go ahead and kind of give you the characteristics of each individual style. But as I said, remember that a person that you meet can be along a continuum. They may have a little bit of dismissiveness sometimes, they may have a little bit of anxiety sometimes, but these are like just what we see in different, they are going to be mostly the person that has a dismissive avoidant attachment style is going to mostly have these characteristics, and the same thing with each other style. All right, so basically the traits of a secure attachment style, which is what we all would like to get to, right? And which most of us would like to be in relationship, the person that we'd most likely want to be in relationship with. They are secure. They grew up in an environment where their parents lavished them with attention, lavished them with love. They knew that if their parent stepped out of the room, that they were going to come back for them. They were not going to leave them. They had that confidence in the love and the care for their parent. They know if they cried, even if the parent did not come immediately, but they wouldn't take too long before they came to take them out of that dirty diaper or feed them, or whatever it is that their needs were. At least find out what's wrong with them. Somebody with a anxious preoccupied style now, usually in life, they show up as they're usually very charismatic, because these are people who they're outgoing. They love, you could say they wear their hearts on their sleeve, meaning they're very open to love and caring, and very but they also need that love. And so if they're in relationship, now these characteristics will show up in relationships with people who are like dismissive avoidance and fearful avoidance, who have the opposite tendencies of wanting to be by themselves, right? And so really neediness only comes when you don't get your when you cannot get your needs met. So an anxious preoccupied, usually described by maybe a fearful avoidant, or a dismissive avoidant, who wants to be by themselves, who cannot take emotional nothing too emotional, that emotional intensity. They can't take emotional intensity, and these are the dismissive and the fearful will eventually will leave the relationship, or take a break, or want to be by themselves, or they just cannot take emotional intensity. And emotional intensity can come in different forms. Emotional intensity can come when the couple is really getting really close. They're getting really close, and that there's this emotional, tightness, closeness. They can't take that because they especially the dismissive avoidant, they can't take that because they never trusted it in their childhood when their parents was, the parents would come when they feel like it. They may cry and they want attention. They're in their dirty diaper, they're hungry, and the parent was nowhere to be found, right? And so now they learned to self-soothe. They're very good at self-soothing, but the main problem with someone with this attachment style, the dismissive, is that they don't trust that somebody is going to be there for them. And so if they feel this intensity, emotional intensity, where they feel that, oh my God, I'm getting too close now, and this is when they're going to leave, and I can't take the pain. This is what their whole subconscious is telling them. Sometimes they're not even aware that's what's happening, but it's, all of these behaviors are from childhood, and it is buried in the subconscious, and a lot of individuals do not know why they behave the way they do, or why they respond the way they do in relationships, because that relationship when they were children or babies is going to now mimic the same relationship when you have now a close relationship, usually intimate romantic relationships as an adult. So now the little trick with the fearful avoidant is that they basically have a little bit of each. The dismissive avoidant thing, which the fact that they can't take this emotional intensity, and they also have the anxious preoccupied characteristics of the anxious preoccupied, because when you meet them at first, they're very close. They want to be with you. They spend a lot of time with you. They're very close and they want to hug and love you and whatever it is. But when the emotional connection gets too deep, or the other kind of emotional intensity that both the dismissive and the fearful avoidant cannot take, is when there's a problem, and you have to discuss it, and it's a difficult conversation, and you have to deal with difficult subject areas, and it can get you really stressed, if you're not able to sit down calmly and talk about it. So when they get stressed, that's another kind of emotional intensity they cannot take. As soon as somebody starts to argue or to say something that they are not able to really sit down and talk about in a calm manner, they will leave. And this is with both the dismissive and the fearful. Now the dismissive will usually just always want their space. They want to do things by themselves. They don't like too much that closeness, that emotional connection. They fear it because they do not trust it, right? So, and as I said, the fearful, they have the feeling of that feeling of abandonment and, not emotional intensity. They can't deal with emotional intensity that both the anxious and the dismissive have. So, guys, as I mentioned before, and I want to say it again, that everyone is an individual, and they're going to be, these styles are going to be along a spectrum, a continuum. And the more a person becomes aware of their style and why they're behaving the way they do, then they can work to change it to get better and closer to a more secure attachment style where they trust people. They're open to love and connection. They are not afraid of saying they're wrong. They're not afraid of hard conversations. These are secure attachment styles now. And so when we start working on ourselves, then we can get better and better and closer to a more secure attachment style, which is what is really the better one. Now, I have to also say that even though most of the attachment style, the majority of attachment styles, the base of it and is formed in childhood, it can be further magnified and maintained in adult relationships. Because if you have all that background there, that's where you operate from. Your belief system is because of the way you were brought up and you didn't trust people. Now you go into relationships not trusting people, right? And so if you go into somewhere that you don't trust people, and then that person go and continuously proves that people cannot be trusted. Maybe they cheat, maybe they lie, maybe they do things against you, against the relationship. Then that just further maintains it and makes it even worse for that person who was a dismissive or fearful avoidant, because then now it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. You know, I didn't trust people, and I know why I can't trust people. You know, so it's further cemented into their psyche, their subconscious, and now they just continue to behave in that fashion. So guys, just another thing is to that's why I always say it's so important to kind of date really slowly and get to know the person that you're with. And the important thing is to make sure that your needs are going to be met. This person that you're dating can meet your needs, because you know, we're not going to be needy in relationships. We're going to come with our own strength. That's the whole goal of it, right? But relationships are social, you know, we are socialized to have relationships. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been created to want to be married or to be with somebody else, right? Or to be in the presence of other friends or whatever it might be. And so when we are not able to get our needs met from the people that we are with, or our spouse or partner, then what happens is that it makes you seek it more. The more the less you have your needs met, the more you want it, right? And the more needy you become. So this is true, especially in the case of the anxious preoccupied, where usually they're described as needy. And the only reason why they're needy, if they were in a relationship with a secure attachment style, where they're very free to give love and you know, just emotional, that connection, and they're fine with that, then they won't have that problem. A secure, you know, the anxious preoccupied won't have that problem with a secure partner. But if they hook up with a partner who is dismissive avoidant, or fearful avoidant, who cannot take emotional intensity and wants to be alone, when the anxious preoccupied person, they want connection, they want love, they want to be close to that person that they're in love with. And these people, the other two attachment styles, cannot take that kind of intensity. So you have to be very careful about the person that you go into a relationship with, because otherwise you're going to just be very unhappy if you don't choose the right partner. And guys, unless a person is really willing to change, it's very difficult for you to say, you know, you can't change someone. They have to come to that realization that this is what's happening with me. This is maybe the reason what happened, and I need to be able to work on myself, right? You have to work on yourself, and each person has to do that, you know, by themselves. So guys, I hope that kind of gives you an overview of you know, what the attachment styles are really about. Really, you know, we all operate. There are many different theories of different types of things that happen in our lives that causes us to behave in certain ways. It's not just the attachment style, but I have to tell you that the attachment style is a really, really, really big indicator of how a person will interact in relationships. So this is Christine, your relationship and mindset mastery doctor, and your leverage for change. And I hope you learned something from this video. And please, if you find that you have friends or somebody else who may enjoy this video or learn something from it, please like my video. It helps my channel for me to produce more videos like this to let you know what's going on. Please subscribe, and then you can get all the notifications. Hit the notification bell, and also please share it with your friends. I would really appreciate that, and thank you so very much for listening. Take care, guys, and have a great day. Bye.